Hey Cancer, this is your reading for the month of June 2021. The way I like to do this is I start with a vision I had in my meditation time, and then tarot, and then oracle cards as guided from there. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Mars, or Venus. But a lot of times if you have Cancer in either your Sun, your Moon, or your Rising sign in your chart, this reading may very well pertain to you and resonate. Also, if you have a Cancer stellium, it can also affect that. That's basically when you have 3 or more planets in the sign of Cancer in your chart. So yeah, the reading or the vision I got for you. Oh, and I'll also go ahead and list the decks in the description below. The vision I got from you. Oh, and I'll also put the link. I'll put a link in the description where you can look up your birth chart and everything. It's a free site. But yeah, so the vision I got for you, it was kind of weird. It was like, I feel like it was actually a kid. Yeah, okay, so it was like a kid, but it was through kid eyes. Like, I don't think I was looking at a kid. It was actually like my eyes, and I was like a kid. So, I mean, it could be, what you're going through, whatever. And it felt like it was like in a house, and I was walking, and it was like along the wall kind of walking. And then I had to turn to go into another room, but I was following the wall. And so in following the wall, it was like the turn felt sharper. Because it's like if you're, walking, you walk and then you can, just go around. But with it being along the wall, it was like really sharp turn. And for some of you, I feel like this doesn't pertain for everybody, but there was that element of I had a wagon with me, like I was carrying like a wagon, not carrying me, like pulling along. And it was just a sharp turn, again, a really sharp turn. So yeah, I mean, I can see ideas in general, what that means. I can get an idea, but I'm going to go ahead and go to the cards first. So that way I can get everything clear with that. So yeah. Spirit, God, Universe, what message do you have for Cancer for the month of June? What does Cancer need to hear? Especially in regards to the vision so far. What message does Cancer need to hear in regards to the vision so far? Doing that many. So 7 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, and I don't do reversals, so the Lovers card. Interesting. And then the Knight of Cups. So I'll go through what they mean generally, and then we can go into intuitively. Generally, 7 of Pentacles is like, hold on, Pentacles, Lovers, Cups. Some of you guys might be dealing with a financial or material type situation, but it doesn't have to be. It can be relationships, or it could be relationship, romantic, or in general, or any kind of topic. But yeah, so 7 of Cups is kind of looking back and surveying what you need to change, especially like if you're like in a work project or working on something, building something, and what you need to change and adjust moving forward to get the desired results you want. But there's also an element of being really detail oriented. So, analyzing things and looking into it and seeing, each little element. 4 of Pentacles is it's kind of a community card sometimes. Like, it's community, but it's also building a foundation. So it's like building this foundation in, like, you know, a lot of times it's something you're building, or a business thing or something like that. For this, I just hear sitting with it. Like, I feel like you're just like sitting with it, and part of that is the foundation. Or I don't know, we'll get into that, but I just hear that, see that when I'm looking at this right now. The Lovers, it can be a romantic card. Sometimes it's also a matter of making a choice, following through, making a choice in a path, you know, and reaping, not consequences. I mean, it can be consequences, but reaping basically the outcome regardless, or reaping, or, you know, having an outcome. And this one, there's an element of being watched. Some of you may be dealing in a third-party situation. I feel really like this heavy element of being watched. I know it can be like deity, God, you know, universe, but I do feel there's a human element for some of you in this as well, in like a third-party situation of like, you might be in a relationship or a connection or starting something. I feel like kind of starting something, honestly. Almost like because you have this in the way, I feel like it's like either starting something, or like you're like, for the group of you that are dealing with that, like, you know, you might be having a hard time connecting, or you're in that moment right now. Just intuitively, I just feel that right now. And in that, you might be being watched in that, like, oh, let's see, like, how's this gonna go? How's this gonna play out? What's going on? They're dealing with some stuff, you know. And then Knight of Cups is romantic. Well, it's not romantic only, but it can be, you know, relationships and emotional, intuitive, but it's movement. It's movement and like passionate, and not passionate like creative, fiery energy, but rather passionate, like just like get sucked into the emotions, into like just like drowning in those emotions kind of movement. So it's like really like all in, like, I'm just gonna go. I'm so like passionate about this situation, and just like full on, like almost no questions asked, kind of like heart on your sleeve type movement. So let's see now from there. This one is just like laying there, feels like he's sitting in the stuff. And there's this element. So I feel like for those of you that are dealing with a situation where this is a relationship, and like this isn't even, I don't know if this is even a choice thing necessarily, maybe, for this group I'm talking to, for the one of the groups, but for those of you who are dealing with an element where you feel like there's something coming between you guys, and there's somebody watching, and there's like I said, I know this is angelic, I know that's all that, but I'm seeing a little different elements and energies right now in this reading for you guys. For those of you that are dealing with that, I feel like, in a sense, it's almost like this person is like holding on to it, and is like, okay, let me try to build a foundation and myself maybe, but they're like holding on to it, and they're like holding on to this attitude, not this attitude, but this situation, and being like, okay, well, let me just sit on it. Let me see what's going to happen with this. I feel like for some of you, you're being watched by someone that's just kind of sitting out on the corner, like not on the corner, but, you know, sitting out like on the sidelines like that. And they have a lot of thoughts in their head. I know this isn't necessarily thoughts, but I feel that there's a lot of thoughts. It's almost like a Nine of Swords card, where it's just like, okay, what's going on? Like, what can I do? But how is this taken? Like, yeah, where do I stand is what I'm hearing. Like, where do I stand? Where's this? Also, Seven of Pentacles. God, I feel like this is a continuation of that card. It's like Seven of Pentacles is this like, I built this thing, I'm building, I'm trying to adjust things. And so some of you might be having someone trying to pursue you, and maybe they've been trying to build themselves up in their business, in their financial stuff, in that stuff. And they're building all that stuff, and then they're like, okay, let me just sit down here. Let me hold on to a little bit. And I feel like it's like they're holding on to a little bit of this stuff. Like, I know this is 7 and this is 4, but still, like, it's like in the culmination of things, the big picture of things, they're like, okay, I'm not going to put all my eggs in this basket. So here, I'm going to build this and take some of it and just hold on to it and just rest on it and be like, okay, maybe this isn't going to go through. Like, let me see, let me wait on this. And it's like, and this is the energy, like, hold on, let me double check on this. I feel like this is like what he's doing. I feel like this is almost like a thought bubble. It's like, yeah, okay. So your situation with this person is coming between what he wants to do, of just rush in and go in after you, whatever. He, she, you know, it doesn't matter. This isn't gender specific. I'm just, you know, going by what the cards are showing like that. But it's just the energies in general. But your situation here is keeping this one away from the energy of just rush in and come in after you and like save the damsel in distress. Not saying you're a damsel in distress, but almost like, you know, like capture your heart and take you away, you know? And then like, but this is like what he's thinking. These are all these thoughts that are just like trailing around, is one about this, but then about like how much he wants to do that. So I feel like, yeah, for a lot of you guys, Cancer, like this is a situation where like somebody's after you, somebody's thinking about you, and you're just kind of like, you're in it yourself. Like you're connecting, you're holding hands, but you are looking away. So it's like you're looking away and you have this person looking at you. I don't know if you can see. This person's looking at you. I feel like this is like you. And it doesn't have to be either way, but that's the energy I'm getting. And it's like, and yeah, and also like I could be picking up energy that's like in like the person next to you, closest next to you too, the other person. So, I mean, this could be a vice versa reading. But it's like this person's like looking away out into the distance, almost like looks like questioning things. Like, and even though your hands are like, the hands are touching, like they're just like it doesn't feel like, feels like part of their connection is so strong because the tree is there. Not because that's what's making the connection, but it's like they need to prove themselves. They need to prove that they're still connected. So they're just like holding on. And so I feel like for some of you guys, that's like what's going on, is literally like, and there might be a group of you that like this tree, this whole thing is like a whole symbolism of like a difference in opinions and difference of beliefs and all that stuff. And like, that's what's like almost like the elephant in the room. Like that's what keeps you guys separate in that sense. And it's like kind of come between you guys. And like this other person like kind of knows that. Yeah. I'm trying to see anything else I'm seeing in this like, intuitively. And you guys both like feel like you like swam into this willingly, and now it's like, I don't know, it's a weird energy. It's not a typical Lovers card energy, at least not for what you guys have been getting. Hold on. I just hear like the horse like has his eyes peeled, like he's looking at, like he's super vigilant and like on top of it, like looking, but he's also like in the air. So it's like, okay, he says he's wary, or not wary, but he's like aware and everything, yet he's like kind of in the air, and it gives me the idea of like his head's in the clouds type thing. So it's almost like these butterflies. It's like he's so aware, but he's aware. What is he aware of? Is he aware of this? Like, is he really, is this person that's after you? Like, I feel like their drive is like super vigilant and like might be kind of hot, like strong for some of you guys, just because of the situation. But maybe like if you were available, like is the question's like, would he really still be like after you, or is it just because you're taken, you know? And because this one like feels like, I know his eyes look normal, but I just imagine it like it's asleep at the wheel. So it's like, while this one's going this is like asleep at the wheel. So it's like just like riding on his drive, but he's kind of asleep still. So he's not really like fully there. He's just goes wherever things take him. And it feels like part of this taking him is because he's seeing you happy. So he's, or not happy, but in his mind, because like I said, this is iffy as to what's going on really. But in his mind, he originally thought there's, you know, there's something there, and then now he's questioning, is there something there that's actually ending? So it's like he's been hyper vigilant, but then like he's sleeping, like, you know, he wants to sleep on it, like he wants to sleep, and part of his sleeping is like kind of almost, I feel like for some of you guys, like was a situation maybe in your past, a past relationship where that was the issue, was the person you were dealing with just wanted to just go take things day by day, and you wanted to know what was going on. You wanted to know where things stood. And so he's still kind of asleep, but now he's like, oh, like super gung-ho suddenly, not because he's gung-ho, but it's because his drive is gung-ho. And some of it, I mean, it's not the Knight of Wands, but I said his drive is gung-ho. It might be literally like he might, you know, be obsessed with you, or it might be like a sexual connection, like a tie, you know, an energetic connection from the past, just, you know, because of that intimacy. And so now it's like that's what's like kind of missing you, and it's like it's almost like a greedy, like I just feel this asleep at the wheel, not really doing the work. Like literally he might as well like have like his coffee in his hand, and he's just like, okay, I'm going to work, like tired, like that's what I imagine. So it's like that kind of energy. So it's like he's coming after you, he wants to do this, but he doesn't even realize that in his fantasy of coming after you, he's still asleep. He wouldn't really change anything. So it's like, yeah, sorry. I'm just like, I hope that resonates for you guys. It's kind of a little bit more specific than I usually go, but who knows? Maybe you guys need it. I'm trying to see if there's anything else in this, like another group per se. Okay, so there's another group of you guys where this is this person and this is this person. And this person is like, so if it's like you or whatever, is like kind of because you're holding on so much to all this finance stuff and like the business stuff that it's almost made this relationship feel like a business. And it's like, and you're kind of trying to lay on it too. Like you're just like, by lay on it, I mean like literally I'll sit right here, like not like you're planted there, but you're like not even really active there. It's just, it's almost like you're there and stubborn enough to affect this for the negative, yet you're laying down there and just like not moving enough to really feel like you're just kind of like almost like down about it, like in your head about it. And then this one is like all gung-ho, but again, kind of similar energy, sleepy energy, but a little bit different in this circumstance. For this group of people, like it's sleepy energy, but it's like sleepy, but almost like just entranced, like sleeping because they're like kind of obsessed with you and like focusing on you, and you're kind of somewhere else. But this has come between you guys, like whether it's a relationship or not relationship, beliefs, or this idea, this image you need to portray, you feel like you want to portray, and it's like kind of made it to where it's pushed you guys apart as you try to portray this image. It's pushed your actual connection as you've tried to portray the image. Okay, so I keep seeing this here, and I feel like it's almost like it just makes, I know it's like the moon, but it keeps making me feel like it's like a ring. So it's like you might have like, I'm trying to think which group I'm talking to for a second. This one, you might have like rushed into things because you wanted, like the one that is like that, you wanted the commitment, you wanted all that, so you kind of rushed in, but now you're kind of sitting here and you're like still kind of built like about your, you know, building this business or building this image and building all that. The other group of you where this guy is this guy, he's been building for that. He's been wanting that. But he's also, again, like I said, he's sleepy. He's not trying to change himself or change anything. He's just working in what he knows he can build and hoping that's good enough. And then coming, like, you know, relying on the drive instead. So, okay, yeah, so let's go ahead and do this. I'm sorry. Spirit Guide Universe, what message do you have for Cancer for the month of June, especially in regards, oh yeah, okay, wait. So then as far as the reading, or not the reading, the vision, it's a quick turn. Like, it's like you got, for both groups, the group that this is this, it's like he needs to make a turn. He needs, if he actually wants that, he needs that. Regardless, you're feeling that energy. You're feeling that. So you need to understand, like, where you are, what's going on here, because this needs to be a shift. Also with that, it's like, if you're following a wall, like if you think about it, if you were going in the normal, like in the middle of the hallway or whatever, you know, you just turn and it would be this smooth turn. But when you're following a wall, it's like you might be following something really closely, almost like this. You might be following something really closely to the point to where it's almost like you lose your movement is less human, if that makes sense. Because human, like, we're just walk, and natural like that. But if you're following a wall, you're just like robotic in that. And so it's like you kind of lose your humanity, or like I said, this thing, this connection, not connection, but this image trying to portray, or this thing, even if it's true, if that is what is standing between you guys, it's like you're losing your actual real connection, what did connect you guys. Because it, like, barely just hanging your hands, like one's looking away, the other, like, it's very detached and very, like, you're letting the image be your relationship instead of showing what your relationship is, if that makes sense. I don't know. For those of you that this guy is this, or not this guy, this is this and that, hold on, I'm trying to get my bearings real quick. As far as the vision, it's a matter of, like, there needs to be a turn. Like, the turn is literally like you guys both need to come together and see, like, okay, she's been holding on to this, and that's the whole reason. Like, you need to see things for what they are and understand that you've literally, again, been walking this thing. Like, it's the same message for both of you guys, for both groups. As far as the wall, like, that wall, that image has made it harder to make this turn, this shift, because it's less human. What you were supposed to do is just be you, natural, and going, and then you'd be able to turn. But because you were trying to go against a wall and trying to conform yourself, or the way you walked against the wall, you limited yourself, and then now the turn is just, like, super weird, and, like, it's harder. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, Spirit Guide Universe, what message do you have for Cancer for the month of June, especially in regards to the reading and the vision so far? Wow, okay, that's weird. The no, okay. Boundaries, self-care, and strength. Now is the time to give importance to your needs. It is not selfish, but necessary to live a balanced life. Say no, take time for yourself, and above all, do not feel shame for this. If anyone would shame you, then they are not for your good. I feel like this is like a boundary thing. Like, it's like, why can you say you're together, yet you have this, like, in the way I'm saying energy, I'm saying, yet you have this between you. Like, this is what's defining your relationship, and it's not even you. So it's like, you know, you need to say no to what isn't part of it, or isn't, you know, the right image, not right image, but you know what I mean? The right heart, or the right focus and all that. But take time for yourself. Like, if this is what you're worried about, or if, you know, this is what you're worried about, like, you need to deal with this. This needs a boundary. It needs to be there. And the snake is, like, right here too, and all this. I know the angels are right there, but I feel like it's a little bit different right now in this reading for you guys. Yeah. Some of you guys, you might be dealing with like an addiction situation here, and the addiction is coming between you guys, whether it's yours, your partner's, or even an addiction that's not related to anything substance wise. It can just be a mentality, and it's like coming between you, and you really need to put down your boundaries and be like, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't need to go into that mode that makes me like a robot where I'm just following this wall that shows like this is where I can walk. Like, you know what I mean? There's more to life. There's more. And don't feel shame for putting down your boundaries if it's not heard or listened to, you know. Saying, you know, if anyone would shame you, then they're not good. They're not for your good. So yeah, this is really big. You got to put down your boundaries, Cancer. I feel like the last few readings have been about you putting down your boundaries. So yeah, it's different facets. So even if like you might be getting this message over and over, it's like each time you're getting a different image of what this message is meaning for your life. So, you know, at one point it's gonna click for you, and you're gonna be like, and that could be right now, you know, it could be clicking for you, and you're just like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I've been lying to myself about this. So yeah. And let me know what resonated, what didn't. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and also feel free to share this reading and any, you know, my channel in general. Like, if you like my channel, you like the way I read things, whatever, you know, share it, let people know, spread the word. It helps grow my channel. And also when you guys subscribe, you know, excuse me, when you guys subscribe, you know, it makes it to where you don't miss out on any content. And I've been doing a lot more pick-a-piles lately as well. So that's a lot on my channel as well. So, and yeah, so I will see you guys next time.